Jelena Ostapenko, a name that once sparked hope, pride, and admiration across the tennis world, has left fans stunned with a confession no one saw coming. Known for her fearless power on court, her fiery personality, and her stunning French Open victory at just 20 years old, Ostapenko seemed like the embodiment of success. To millions, she was living the dream, traveling the world, competing on the biggest stages, earning fame and fortune. But behind the dazzling smile and bold shots, there was a story of pain, exhaustion, and loss, a story she kept hidden until now. And when she finally revealed it, the world listened in disbelief. In a moment that has shaken tennis fans everywhere, Ostapenko admitted that the sport she gave her entire life to ended up destroying parts of her she may never get back. She spoke with a raw honesty rarely seen from elite athletes, stripping away the glamour to reveal the lonely, grueling, and sometimes soul-crushing reality of life on tour. From the outside, it looks like a fairy tale, but on the inside, she described it as a storm she couldn't escape. Ostapenko recalled the early days, when tennis wasn't just her job, it was her love. A little girl hitting balls with pure joy, dreaming of lifting trophies one day. Her family made countless sacrifices, pouring every resource into her training. Weekends disappeared into endless practice sessions, childhood friendships faded as the demands of the sport grew, and slowly, tennis consumed everything. She didn't complain back then, winning felt like the reward that justified the cost. But as the years passed, the price became heavier than she ever imagined. She revealed that life on tour is far from glamorous. Yes, there are flights to exotic cities and matches in front of cheering crowds, but there are also endless hotel rooms that all start to feel the same, nights spent alone after crushing defeats, and the relentless pressure to perform every single week. There is no real off-season. The moment one tournament ends, you're already packing for the next. Injuries linger, but there's no time to heal properly. And when your ranking starts to drop, the whispers begin. Fans question your commitment, critics tear apart your game, and the very people who once celebrated you start to doubt you. She spoke about the weight of expectations, especially after her French Open triumph. Suddenly, every opponent wanted to beat her. Every match was a test she couldn't afford to fail. She began to feel as though she wasn't playing for herself anymore. She was playing to meet everyone else's demands. Coaches, sponsors, fans. Everyone seemed to have an opinion on what she should do. The joy she once felt began to fade, replaced by anxiety and a constant fear of letting people down. Ostapenko admitted that the sport started to take a toll on her mental health. She described waking up in hotel rooms and feeling completely numb, dreading the day ahead. Matches she should have enjoyed felt like battles she was forced to fight. Even when she won, the relief was fleeting, quickly replaced by the pressure of the next challenge. And when she lost, the criticism was brutal, not just from strangers online, but sometimes from those closest to her in the sport. She confessed that tennis began to change her in ways she didn't like. Her temper on court, often criticized by the media, was in part a reflection of the bottled-up frustration and exhaustion she carried. Every missed shot felt heavier, every bad call like a personal attack. The sport that once made her feel alive now made her feel trapped. Perhaps the most heartbreaking part of her confession was when she talked about everything tennis had taken from her outside the court. Birthdays with family missed. Friendships that faded away because she was never home long enough to nurture them. A normal life, dating, exploring hobbies, just having free time, felt impossible. She realized she didn't know who she was without a racket in her hand. And that terrified her. She said there were moments when she wanted to walk away completely. Times when she questioned whether the trophies and titles were worth the sleepless nights, the endless travel, the constant criticism. But walking away felt impossible too. After all, tennis was all she had ever known. The sport had given her everything, and yet, in some ways, it had taken everything as well. Her words struck a chord with fans and fellow players alike, because her story isn't just her own. Many athletes in individual sports live in a similar cycle of pressure and sacrifice, but few have the courage to admit it publicly. By speaking out, Ostapenko has peeled back the curtain on the cost of chasing greatness, the toll it can take on your body, your mind, and your soul. She ended her confession with a bittersweet reflection. She doesn't hate tennis. In fact, she still loves the game deep down. But she wishes she had learned earlier how to set boundaries, how to protect her happiness, and how to separate her identity from her results. She's still figuring out how to balance her career with her mental and emotional well-being. And though she knows the road ahead won't be easy, She hopes her honesty will inspire other athletes to speak their truth before the sport they love breaks them completely. The image of Jelena Ostapenko, strong, fearless, and unapologetic, will always remain in the minds of fans. But now, there's a deeper understanding of the woman behind the powerful forehands and the fierce stares. She's more than an athlete. She's a human being who has endured struggles most of us will never see, fighting battles that go far beyond the baseline. As her words continue to echo across the tennis world, one thing is clear. Sometimes, the greatest victories are not about lifting trophies, but about finding the courage to tell your story, no matter how dark it is. And for Ostapenko, this confession may just be the first step toward reclaiming the life that tennis tried to take from her. If this moment tells us anything, it's that behind every champion's smile, there's a story. Some stories are full of joy and triumph, and some, like Jelena's, are about survival. And maybe, just maybe, her truth will change the way we look at the game forever.